In response to the Star Trek spoilers we got yesterday, just wanted to give my quick initial thoughts, which are not great. Now, I'm not a UB hater per se. Sure, I wish maybe they didn't exist or that they've been kept to Commander products, but I'm also someone who's fully aware that that cat is out of the bag and it can't be put back in. I'm fine with that. I've made my peace, and we've seen some crazy successes in the terms of things like Final Fantasy, again, I'll say Avatar, and I didn't entirely hate Marvel either. But I think there's something here that I really can't ignore that really makes me feel icky. It feels wrong. Now, there's nothing new about all these crazy alternate arts we've been getting with these products. There's also nothing crazy about actors, real life people being featured on these cards. But there are some new things happening here that I don't think are a great direction for the game to be going. And I think in the past, when we've seen real life people on cards, those have been restricted to things like commander sets with things like Doctor Who, or secret lairs with things like The Walking Dead or Stranger Things or Fallout. And that's where they belong. I think in competitive environments, we're going to be seeing William Shatner aggro. It's just weird, and it's feeling less and less like Magic. It was one thing when it was Wolverine or Spider-Man or Donatello. And yeah, for some, guac and marshmallow pizza was a bridge too far. Again, I eventually got over that. I would prefer it not be there, but it is here. We're dealing with it. But this just feels off-putting, and it's putting Magic in a certain uncanny valley that I don't know how it finds its way out of once this begins. Especially when we see a future that may hold certain properties like Game of Thrones. Now, what I think past UB sets have done correctly is they have used the comic or book descriptions of characters to represent the character art on the cards. We see that with Marvel, where repeatedly they don't show the Marvel Extended Universe version of a character on the card, but instead a comic book accurate one. Similar, Lord of the Rings did not use Viggo Mortensen as Aragorn on its cards. That wasn't Ian McKellen as Gandalf. That was Gandalf as described in the books. And I think that's the way to go. The problem here is Star Trek doesn't have that older media to draw inspiration from. Captain T. Kirk is originated by William Shatner, and sure, he's been played again, but by Chris Pine, who we already have on a Magic card, which was luckily again kept to a secret lair. So I don't have a solution for this. I'm just putting it out there as just my initial gut feeling to this. And I do have one more qualm with this, and that is the signature cards. So again, we've had this conversation about these different art treatments not feeling like Magic cards, and I think we've always kind of gotten over it. But these signature cards are a real thing that already exist. There are already Star Trek trading cards that have this exact same treatment with the signatures on them. So it's one thing to make Magic cards that don't feel like Magic anymore, because Magic can evolve. That's what Magic can change to incorporate that, and then it does feel like Magic. It's another thing that actively make them look like a different product. This is something I severely hope they reverse course on in the future, and this doesn't become an ongoing thing. I hope it's just existing because this is something that exists within Star Trek cards. I think it's a really bad decision, but hopefully it is just a one-off. But we are getting a shouldered reprint, so that's a thing. Yeah, it's Benedict Cumberbatch. But, I mean, we take what we can get, right, people? So, let me know your first impressions of what we've seen so far. Maybe I'm overreacting. I hope I am. But these just are slightly troubling trends that I'm noticing. But yeah, you know the drill at this point. Like, subscribe, and definitely let me know what you think about this, and perhaps this can spur a larger conversation, and maybe this is something we come back to in a few months when we see The Hobbit or whatever other Ubi sets are next, and kind of reassess our positions. So, until then, my thoughts and prayers are with you. We'll get through this together. I am your token human creature, and I'm here for you.